Check it out. Got the Rock Grapple bucket. Look at this, huh? Look at this. All 1/2-inch steel. Most of them are 3/8. Got the 1/2-inch. Big cutting edge on here with the cat style teeth, replaceable. We'll get some work done with this bad boy. All right, got everything unloaded and changed a few things. I went and got some 90s for here, because when you curl this thing all the way back up and have these all the way open, this right here hits this and it will end up breaking that one. So I put 90s on there, and now it comes to about there, which is nice. I do like how they give us caps. Everything seems to be sturdy and nice. I'm going to do a few more modifications to it. I don't like this step right here because you got to aim for it. I don't like these fittings right there. They should be encased. I already ground this down. This was just black the way it is. I'm going to put a piece of angled channel right here, weld it to this, and then put a big plate, because getting in and out of this thing, you can't have to look. You don't want to look for this. You don't want to step on this. Sticks are going to hit this. Rocks going to break that. We got to protect that. And we don't, you know, when you jump in and out of a machine, you're looking for something to step on. You don't want to slip and fall down. You know, you got to have this one. Then we'll have a nice big one right here. It came with this crate that was all metal, so I'm going to repurpose this. This was the top of it. Nice angle iron, already primered. And this is the other part of the crate. I mean, look at this thing. So I'll repurpose a lot of this angle iron. It's all good angle iron, 1.5-inch angle iron. I'll reuse a lot of that for projects. That's going to protect anything that comes up in here that could hit this. It will. You know, a stick will. And it's going to protect all my valves. I'm going to weld it to this. All right, I just dragged this out. I got a tank here, and I got a bunch of little steps here. Just took a measurement. That will work. 6 inches by 16 inches. I think the aluminum's okay. I do have another steel tank with steel steps that are probably only 3 inches wide, and it's as long as I want. It's a step like that. I can just cut it, but I don't think I'll damage this, and if I ever do, I could always replace it. It's only going to be bolted on at that point. All right, scratch the aluminum one. I didn't like the way it was going to mount. I got this steel tank in the boneyard over here. I'm going to make this work. I only need a 2-foot step. That's plenty width. Just got to unbolt it, and then we'll get her cleaned up, straightened out. Got a couple bend marks, so it's about 5 inches. Not bad. A couple bolts. We'll unbolt it. Here it is out. We'll get it cleaned up, cut down, straightened out. Got a couple bends in it. Might be warped. See what's going on. All right, dang, 2 foot is the lucky number. We could go 25. Just go 2 foot. Give her some room and space for dirt and debris to get out of there. All right, 2 foot. Let's get that mark on there. Get this one cut. Side. All right, both sides are cut. The sparks were hitting the lens, and I melted the lens on the camera, so hopefully It's not too bad. Through this video, I'll have to swap out this part right here. I can't tell, but maybe you can. Definitely when I look into the sun, you probably could see it. It melted the lens. It's replaceable though. All right, let's get it mocked up. See if she's gonna fit. Nice. Nice. That is nice. It sits perfect on there. It is nice. And I could weld this, but I'm gonna make this so this is removable in case I ever had to get in there, which I could still get my connections from behind. But I'm just gonna put 2 self-tappers right here into this, and then it'll go down into my angle. But that makes a nice step, huh? Look at that. Straighten it out about right there. Then we'll get that all painted up nicely to match. I gotta buff everything down or grind it down, and we'll get it painted up. Nice heavy duty step to get in. You don't have to, you can step anywhere now. Before I had a, you know, you've seen it before. It was challenging, and then you jump down here and get your foot caught in here, and then you twist it up. No reason for that. All right, I got this thing tack welded in a couple spots, and right there, and I had to lift this end up because these brackets that they had were at a little level, I mean, so I'm just gonna fill that with weld. I'm gonna rotate this up so I could not have to weld upside down and don't have to worry about into the hydraulic lines. That should work better. Be able to stand up and get down in here. Got a piece of metal here to protect this. This is just vinyl on here. It's like plastic. It will definitely burn holes in it, which ain't a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I mean, I should just take the lines off. Then I got oil down in there. Once these leak, and then it starts to fire. So that's what happened the other night on the trailer. So what I'm using is flux core wire, and I always use flux core wire. I got a MIG 175 HD Lincoln. Flux core wire, you don't need gas, and it's good in the wind, or better in the wind I should say, and it also allows you to weld better rusty metal with good metal, you know what I mean, where that's basically everything I weld is just always crap metal, you know what I mean. Something breaks, you're always trying to put it back together. Rarely do we have good metal. Nice and nice. The only downfall is you do get more splatter with the flux core. But there, that one's all welded up. Now remember, that was a break in there that they had. This one's away a little bit. There's a little gap in there, and I'll fill that with weld. Man, it's windy out. We'll wait till it dies down just a second. Here's our opportunity. All right, take our heat shields off. Everything stayed nice. You can see the burn marks where I got good penetration, looking good. So I got weld there, weld, and weld there. That ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Would you look at that? Custom factory, huh? Give it a little touch up on my bolts there. Where I drilled through, got 2 screws in there so I can always take it off if I need to. I already touched up where I welded. And on the back of the plate. Nice. Did everything I wanted to do. Look at that. Covers these so from getting hurt, I can still get in there to access them. I can still access them. I use short sub tappers so they didn't go through and hit my hoses. They're just sticking out just a little bit. Let's give this thing a, on the wet paint, let's give it a test. Wow. Wow, that's nice. Look at that. That is nice. And now I don't have to aim, you know what I mean? I was aiming for a little thing and I was trying not to step on the hydraulic lines, and then you're trying to hit it, you slip off and you go into those grates down below, you're gonna twist your ankle. Sure, for sure. Easy to get out. Same deal, step on that, hand here, step, done. Now I gotta touch my paint back up. All right. All right, all touched up. We're gonna let it dry and then we'll give her a test run. Haven't even used it yet, but I am stoked about this. Look at that, so sturdy. I am stoked. That's the way it should come from factory, but you know how it is. You know, the more you add to it, the more the price goes up. It's like a budget on a project for construction, you know. People say, oh, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. Well, every time you do a little that or a little this and blah, 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 price goes up. So, you know, it is what it is. Looking pretty. I love those sides, huh? Look at these sides. Come on now. So a quick recap on what we did. First thing I did was I changed these to 90s on most of all of my attachments. I put 90s on there because when this boom is up and the bucket is curled and these things are sticking out like this before they bend down, that's the first thing in contact with anything, branches. Then we took the angle iron, put it in there, tack welded it all up so it would cover these and protect these hoses and protect the connections, and then put the step on there, which is so much better than that other step. I mean, look at this little doobie they had here, and these things right here were above it, so you had to try to jump over it and land on this, then hope you don't slip off this little guy and into the cheese grater. All right, guys, let's test it. Boys and girls, I love this thing. This is awesome.